Good day, Minecraftians. Purple Nentat here, bringing you episode 15 of my Season 2 Agrarian Skies Let's Play. This game pack by Jadedcat is available on the Feed the Beast launcher. Today, I want to get some power going on my factory island, and hopefully be able to get ready to set up the Applied Energistics up there, get the rest of the stuff transferred over. This is turning into quite the project, but I'm actually rather enjoying the way that it's going. And yes, I'm not getting a lot of quests done. In fact, I haven't touched questing in a while. But you know what? I'm setting up the infrastructure that's going to let me pound through the quests. And that's honestly more fun for me at the moment. So, and I have been slowly feeding my extra vegetables, though I have a ton of wheat and carrots I should really feed through, into making more and more dirt as time goes on, because I know I'm going to need it in the long run. All right, so what am I doing for power? Well, as you can see in my inventory, I am going to use some compression dynamos. That's right, I'm going to set up a liquefacted coal system, and we'll start with 5 and expand from there as needed, and as the coal output of that island can provide for. Now, compression dynamos, made with your standard transmission coil, some tin ingots, and a tin gear. I recommend using the Forestry tin gear because it uses copper instead of iron. The more iron you can avoid using, the more iron you'll have left over for other things. Now, first things first, I am going to need a magma crucible, but before I even get up there with all of this, what I want to do is I want to make a better storage option for my cobblestone. So I'm going to get a magma crucible down there into the world, and I'm going to set down a fluid transposer right next to it. Now, I could have done this over there in the magma crucible that I already have working on this material, but it seemed to be a better plan to do this separately. And I'm going to put 4 ender pearls into this magma crucible for now, and leave that alone for a minute. Come over here and grab myself some diamond. Where's my diamond? Must be hiding in here. Yes, it is. So diamond, inderium, and hardened glass becomes a tesseract frame. And this is an empty frame. I need to take it just like a energy cell frame over here to the fluid transposer, and I need to fill this one with resonant ender, and it uses 1000 millibuckets, or 1 full bucket, which you can create with the 4 ender pearls that I melted down in that magma crucible. And I'm going to be using this tesseract frame to make myself something pretty cool. Let's go work on that. But while I'm at it, as long as I'm using a whole bunch of inderium, and I have the extra, good. So the next thing that I'm going to need, I want to upgrade this energy cell. Actually, we'll do that in a different crafting item. This forestry worktable, we're going to cover on another day. It's something that I'm working up to, as it were. There we go. This upgrades the redstone energy cell with a maximum storage of 10 million redstone flux and 2000 RF per tick send or receive value to the resonant energy cell with a maximum storage of 50 million redstone flux and a send and receive maximum of 10,000 RF per tick. And we're going to come over here, get that guy set to the charging. So it's inputting in the back and the right at the moment. And max input and output will be set to 10,000 each. Things are being a little bit derpy at the moment. I don't know if that's my internet connection, which has been questionable lately with the construction happening around here, or if that is the server having some issues. All right, grab my full tesseract frame. Next step, I need some tanks, I believe that, yes, portable tanks. I need 4 resonant portable tanks to continue, because what I'm making are deep storage units, which, oh, I'm sorry, reinforced strongboxes. I'm glad I double-checked that. So I need 4 reinforced strongboxes to continue, which require hardened strongboxes, which are made with tin and a chest. Simple, tin, invar, and a chest. Simple so far. Let me grab my wood. I know I have wood planks somewhere. I don't have wood planks anywhere. That's okay, easy fix. Nab. I only grabbed 1 block because I was holding shift. Yeah, things are acting weird at the moment. I don't know why. DX Tori having issues? Between this and the next cut, I'll try restarting the computer and see if that solves it. but I have no idea why there are problems happening. Come on. Work with me here, computer. There we are. That'll do for the time being. So I need to get the chests in there, and I need 4 of these. And these do not stack. So to turn the hardened into a reinforced, I'm going to need to use hardened glass around my hardened strongbox. And that's just a simple matter of inputting and extracting one at a time with the machinist workbench. The work table could do something similar. I will show you that next time, as I promised. So you are charged enough for now. Take you with us. And last step, to create the deep storage unit, plastic sheets, which, if you remember, are made with just a little bit of raw plastic, which I have in here at the moment. And a whole bunch of other stuff too. That's okay. A little bit of raw plastic. And put that back. We'll talk all about what's going on there in another episode. Oh, it won't move the reinforced strong boxes for me. You have to do this manually. It's a bit of a pain, but you do get 4 deep storage units out of it, which is just perfect for my purposes at the moment. Deep storage units can store literally as, well, not infinite, but as much as you would ever need of any one thing. Because, oh, it's not telling exactly how many it will store. That's a shame. A deep storage unit can store, I believe, 2 billion of an item or block. So, yeah, we're going to get that plugged into the cobblestone generation and let that run. And, well, this cobblestone generation might not be permanent, but you'll see why that is in the future. Okay, so stick you here. There we go. And turn off the output. And the cobblestone starts to flow in. Fantastic. Now I am going to extract the cobblestone from these barrels and into that deep storage unit. They're not very pretty, but they're going to do the job a bit better, I think, than what I otherwise have available to me. In fact, we're going to start that process right now because there's a fair bit of it that needs to be moved. Let's see. As we play the fun game of, you know, storage sorting. It's not the most glamorous of activities, but sometimes it needs to be done. And I figure you guys would prefer to see... Well, sorry about that. Java decided that now is the time to tell me about an auto update available. I thought that it was all updated. Anyway, I thought you guys would rather see me how I handle these things than have me just tell you, oh, I handled it. So yeah, my go-to is usually for moving... Wow, I'm having issues with breaking things today. It's kind of frustrating, actually. That's okay. Luckily, this whole area is easily breakable and replaceable. There. There. That's a little bit better. As I was trying to say, I think you guys would rather see how I handle these things instead of I just tell you, oh, I handled it. And yeah. Besides, it's kind of fun for me to show you how these get sorted. I tend to use item ducts for moving lots of items quickly because the impulse item ducts pull out so fast. Even that 1,000 stack barrel I don't expect will take all that long, and the 64 stack barrel in the back is almost done. Except this time I'm going to stand directly on top of it when I break it. And... which will be right now. There we go. It's weirdly quiet in there because of the sound mufflers that I still have set up. I believe there's just the one somewhere? Maybe not. I don't know why that was so weirdly quiet. I had sound mufflers over here at one point, but I no longer do. Anyway, you can see that I now have 11,000 cobblestone stored and counting. Fantastic. So where am I going to put power? Well, I think underneath. I like the idea of having my power generation be downstairs in a little bit of a cave, you know? It sounds like fun to me. So we're going to make this corner... you know what? That corner is kind of occupied. Too bad. We're going to make that corner where I put the elevators. Yeah, it'll work out. I just need to grab this stuff out of here. And it can live in here for now. What do I care? So I soar and chest my way through this playthrough because I don't have proper storage set up yet. You, over here. That'll do for now. So yeah, this corner is going to be the elevators. I'm going to dig down 5-ish. It's silly to dig into something that I built, but there it is. It's just how it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And then I'm going to make a little room under here. I'll be back once I have that ready to actually put some cobblestone, well, not cobblestone, put some power gen into this area. See you soon. All right, step 1, now that I'm down in this little hole, is going to be to make sure that I have room for the creation of the fuel. But I think that'll be pretty okay with that. Step 2 is going to be getting some fluid ducts ran. I'm going to need 2 sets of them for these. And this is not the best long-term setup. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to run these like such. So that I can run the next set like, actually, on top. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Okay. There we go. And now I'm going to run some power. But before that, I'm going to get the compression dynamos themselves set up. And once I run the power, I will be able to fairly easily rotate those to face the direction that I want. Where'd my crescent hammer go? Here we go. So you can see everything's a mess on the floor yet, but that'll change in a moment. Yes. Perfect. Beautiful. I love it. I love everything about it. Okay, so the compression dynamos require both fuel and water to run. However, they don't use very much water at all. In fact, this one aqueous accumulator without any water backing it up will be more than enough. Yeah, it's working just slowly. Will be more than enough to supply all of these with all of the water that they need. Fantastic, huh? Next thing on the list is going to be extend the fluid duct slightly right there. No, not there. Yes, there. That'll work. It's going to be to extend the fluid duct slightly right here and set down my magma crucible. And it's going to be set to output out the side and take in from the back. So I expand some more room to actually utilize the system the way that I'm setting it up. And probably when I need more, I'll end up running them right along here, where those torches are at the moment. You guys get to see the iterative process this season. Everything is going to be built kind of as I go instead of getting a final design figured out. It's a window into my thought processes. Also, it makes videos that are a heck of a lot easier to create, which that means I can do more videos faster. All right. Pulverizer. The pulverizer is important to actually turn the coal into the pulverized coal. Pulverized coal goes into the magma crucible, and when it has power, the magma crucible creates liquefacted coal out of the pulverized coal at a cost of 8,000 redstone flux per 100 millibuckets. That 100 millibuckets will produce something like something like 100,000 redstone flux. So the amount that you gain out of this is pretty much staggering. Now, the real question that I need to ask myself is how much of a backlog do I want to have? More than I'm setting up for. Hang on. Let me alter that. The easiest way to do that's going to be go up here. Well, that's one way. Get out of the way, you. Come on. Function. All right. More conduit running over here. So this is going to be where it locks into the power system. And to do that, I want the redstone energy cell right there. It's going to be accepting power in the back and outputting power on all of the other sides. I think I had that right the first time, didn't I? Most likely. Yeah, that'll work out. And actually, you are going to move. I'm not, in fact, happy with you there. This whole thing is becoming larger than it needs to be, but that's okay. It's fun that way. That's why I built myself a giant island, so I wouldn't be constrained by space. Because I am not good at the tiny builds. Not without a lot of iteration. Alright, Magma Crucible needs to live somewhere convenient for me. Those are the wrong pipes entirely. Magma Crucible. Ah, I know what I'm going to do now. You'll see this. I think you'll like it too. Alright, so Pulverizer is important because this will get me the materials that I need to put into the Magma Crucible. I'm not super worried about having more than 2 stacks worth of extra coal pulverized. So we're going to send that out that side and that out the bottom. And the reason for the bottom one is that's where the sulfur is going to go. And into the top, I need a hopping barrel up there. We'll come back to that in a moment. But into the top, we will have a barrel full of coal eventually. For now, though, I'm going to set the Magma Crucible up right next to that. And we're actually going to run power directly behind to the Magma Crucible. There. So let's alter this whole pipeline to actually work with this setup a little bit more elegantly. Because why use extra pipe that you don't have to? Now, the fun part. The Magma Crucible is actually going to be set to output in the top and accept on the left. Yes, you're going to accept... Actually, I can set you to accept on the left as well. And then, all I need is a hopper, which I don't have on me, but that's okay. Figure that out in a moment. With the Magma Crucible outputting on the top, I can run my fluid duct just like this. There we are. Set that to accept. And I can set up my resonant portable tank so that I have a 64 bucket reserve. Now the resonant portable tank is made by upgrading your reinforced portable tank with Enderium, and the reinforced is upgrading hardened with hardened glass, and the hardened portable tank you've seen made before. Simple enough. So I'm going to get that set up, and I'm going to set you to output. And now it's functional. And it will create that liquefacted coal fairly quickly, which will get outputted into the dynamos, which will begin running. Which may get outputted into the dynamos. Oh, do I not need to set you to output mode? There. It's better set to normal mode. Yes. And now it is filling up the dynamos rather quickly, which are beginning to produce power, which is filling up the energy cell. The energy cell isn't able to keep up at the moment, but it will be over time. This is producing 400 redstone flux per tick, which is as much as the Magma Crucible can use. And the they won't be needing to run all of the time. I'm going to need significantly more of them over time. Actually, wow. Why do I have so much stuff? You're not outputting anymore. Oh, these guys just got power again for the first time in a while, huh? So they all had like a stack of cobblestone in them to process through. That's part of the issue. And yeah, this ran out of power a long time ago. Well then, that explains everything. Everything. All right. Set you up to recharge. You're actually only accepting power in the front and the bottom. No problem. This will get that recharged eventually. It'll take a little while. As you can see, I could run quite a few more compression dynamos on this than I currently am. Maybe not more than the aqueous accumulator is running, but that's an easy fix by adding some water around it. So my power needs for this island will be very easily resolved, yes, over time by filling in more compression dynamos downstairs here. All right, let's get a stack of coal into there. If I even have any coal left over anywhere. A little bit. And that way you can see what I'm talking about with the rest of the system. And I'll probably be expanding this off camera. You guys have seen the basic idea now. There you have it. If any sulfur is generated, it goes down. Any coal generated goes into the magma crucible and very quickly gets smelted into liquefacted coal. I now have however many buckets the fluid ducts can hold, plus a little bit extra. I mean, 4 buckets each in the compression dynamos and 7 extra left over in the portable tank. Fantastic. All right, on to the next task. Back soon. That next task, of course, being setting this thing up with enough fuel that I can ignore it for a while. Specifically, the barrel of coal that I had from my other island. Now, with 21 stacks of coal to support this thing, and every stack turning into 6.4 buckets worth of liquefacted coal, I should be able to leave it alone and let it do its thing for quite some time without issue. Pretty excited about that. All right, now I'm going to go start making myself a space for some some Applied Energistics goodness. Boy, this is not happy with only the 5 of them. Definitely going to need some more of those, but that'll be another day. Be right back. All right, folks, let's talk about the worktable from Forestry. The worktable is a fairly simple to create device that functions, actually, that might be why I couldn't find it before. It doesn't actually show up in NEI, which is weird. I assume that's some sort of forestry bug. In any case, the worktable, if I look up the crafting table, I should be able to find the recipe this way in shaped forestry crafting. Created with a chest, a crafting table, and a book, which I'm going to assume you know how to make those. This functions in a very similar way to the machinist workbench in that it has the same amounted inventory in the bottom, and it can remember recipes. However, it's a lot cheaper than the machinist workbench and can remember up to 8 recipes without any extra provocation from the owner. There are a couple of differences in the way they function. For example, for this you need to have the schematics and clear and input the schematics like that. For the work table, you just click on whatever you want to be crafting, and you can clear by clicking the clear grid button. The work table cannot craft from items in your inventory, just like the machinist workbench. In fact, it will also not craft to itself. It will only craft to your inventory. So they're mostly similar with a few small differences. I'm using the work table as my Applied Energistics space for the moment, which requires creating a lot of processors at this time. Didn't want to... Oh, you have no gold. The one thing that the machinist workbench does that the work table doesn't is it tells me when it is out of a particular resource. For example, if I grab the gold out of here, it tells me, hey, you don't have any gold ingots in here. This, on the other hand, I click and I click and I click and nothing happens. Why? Well, I need to check the resources myself. I'm out of redstone. So there's advantages and disadvantages to both. The work table is definitely a lot cheaper and can remember more recipes and needs no extra schematics. So it can be the more efficient of the two if you're able to actually, pay attention on your own. No, I actually want to make you with Certus quartz. And I need sticks. It also just does not automatically adjust the recipe to match the ore dictionary all of the time. So I'm making myself a Wow, that failed entirely. Hang on. There, got some iron now. I'm making myself a whole bunch of more basic processors. To clear the grid, you click the book. To save a recipe, you shift and right click because it automatically picks whatever recipes, whatever the most recent recipes are. So for example, if I craft the copper block, well, that just got rid of the silver block. And if I then craft the copper block back into bars, well, that now has me crafting copper ingots from mariculture because it was the first thing it found in the ore dictionary. Well, that won't do. Hang on, let me fix this. I believe I should be able to fix it in the crafting station here. Nope, still trying to do that. You, on the other hand, no matter what I do, it's trying to make mariculture. But if I do it in my inventory, then it's still making mariculture. That is very strange, considering those are the same. And I know that I've unblocked them. I have no idea what's changed, but I'm getting mariculture copper ingots now, for reasons unknown. That should not be happening. Interesting. All right, moving on. Getting a whole bunch of processors cooked up so that I can turn those processors into... hang on. I need to use you to make these guys. Conversion matrix. And I need iron ingots for that, which I have none of in here. This is where all of those iron savings that I've been doing over time are going to come back to my benefit. Iron and fluix. You have fluix. You don't have nether quartz. Or I need more nether quartz. There we go. Fantastic. And that's another recipe I want to save. Now, I'm going to be using those conversion matrices to make storage buses. So the plan here is not to use the ME drive at all. You'll notice I have a controller and some cabling and a crafting terminal and an interface, but no... where'd it go? The drive is going to live in here. I am not interested in using digital storage. I'm just going to be using Applied Energistics to manage my inventory. All right. So you need that. Fantastic. And that's one more thing that I can teach you. Should probably teach you how to make the ME cable out of fluix dust and raw plastic. Yeah. Okay. Grab a little bit of that. Save that. Shift and right click. Fantastic. I'm going to grab some materials together and get ready to set up the ME system and convert my ore processing chain over from the item ducts, which are a fun idea, but a little derpy and a little buggy, into Applied Energistics. And the reason that I've decided to go back on not using Applied Energistics, see, the item ducts are fun, but they've been literally killing servers lately. The hardcore questing mode server had to reset because of issues involving them. So I'm going to switch over to what I know to be a safe method for the server, even though it's going to be rather expensive for me. Back soon. Actually, correction, I just took a look at the amount of time that I have recorded so far, and it is time to wrap this episode up. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Join me next time to see me set up my Applied Energistics system in there, and do things a little bit differently than I ever have before with Applied Energistics on this channel. Thank you very much for joining me. See you next time.